Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. It's time for some more announcements. We have the March announcements from Radiance now, a box set, a couple of titles, some interesting stuff here. Now, I've not really delved into everything that's included. We're going to do that together, so let's do it. So first up we have Underworld Chronicles, 3 films by Takashi Miike. Amazing, and I'm hoping this is the precursor to more Miike films coming in the future, because there are some big ones here that I would love to get my hands on. Let's dive down and have a look at these. The late 90s and early 90s saw director Takashi Miike make the transition from his origins in direct-to-video V-cinema to one of the most critically and commercially successful Japanese directors on the international stage. A multi-talented director who would come to work in almost every established genre, it was often his outrageous takes on the gangster genre that first brought him attention outside of Japan. 3 of his most notable Yakuza films from this period are collected here in a landmark new box set. Fudoh, The New Generation. Riki Fudoh is a high school student juggling academic work with a secret life operating as an underworld boss. As the leader of a group of larger-than-life school-age assassins, Fudoh is waging a campaign of violence against the entire criminal underworld as part of a revenge plot against his own father, a high-ranking Yakuza in his own right who is forced to murder Fudoh's brother. Originally planned for release as a direct-to-video V-cinema title, Fudoh was granted a theatrical release after producers viewed the film, leading to it becoming a festival favourite around the world, and establishing Miike on the world stage as one of the film's great provocateurs and key figure in extreme cinema. That sounds pretty great, and also that comes in a 4K Blu-ray package, that film. Next up we have Agitator. A Yakuza, played by Miike himself in a cameo, is murdered after violently assaulting a hostess on rival turf, providing the catalyst for a gang war between a number of factions seeking a redistribution of power. In this densely layered gangland drama, the backroom manoeuvring of a senior figures of the Yakuza, overseen by Mr. Kaito, are juxtaposed against the actions of the street-level mobsters as the two sides head towards an inevitable collision. And finally, we have deadly outlaw Rekka. Kunisada has the world turned upside down after learning of the death of his mentor Sanada, founder of the Flower Travelling Band, who also provide the film's hard-rocking psychedelic soundtrack. Pairing with his best friend, Shimatane, Kunisada embarks on a rampaging road trip to avenge his fallen father figure, leaving a trail of bullets, blood spatters, and bazooka fire in his wake. A typically bizarre and extreme take on the Yakuza genre. Deadly Outlaw Rekka is Miike at his most deliriously entertaining. So the Blu-ray limited edition box set features a high-def digital transfer of each film in 3 discs on Blu-ray for the first time in UK, 4K UHD and Blu-ray presentation of Fudoh, The New Generation, standard definition transfer of 200-minute extended version of Agitator, presented in its original 2-part form for the first time outside of Japan, uncompressed mono PCM audio, new interviews with Takashi Miike on Agitator and Deadly Outlaw Rekka, audio commentaries on Agitator and Deadly Outlaw by Tom Mes, audio commentary on Fudoh, The New Generation with Takashi Miike and Shoshuke Tanahara, Electric Yakuza and Go to Hell, documentary on Miike featuring interviews with Kinji Fukasaku, Takashi Kitano and Shinya Tsukamoto and others from 2009. Archival interview with Shoshuke Tanahara, archival interview with Yoshinori Chiba, trailers, new improved subtitle translation, reversible sleeve, 80-page booklet, and it's limited to 5,000 copies. And as always, at any of the March releases, 3 or more of the March releases, and get 10% off. This set sounds terrific. I really like the sound of some of those films, particularly Fudoh, which just sounds really fun. But I'm just so glad to see Miike getting a foothold, and I'm hoping that there is a lot more movies to come from him. Next up, we have Cutter's Way in a UHD and Blu-ray limited edition. This was previously released from a partner label on Radiance, but they've upgraded it here. The laid-back Californian gigolo Richard Boone finds himself suspected of murder when he happens to see the wrong thing at the wrong time. The body of a young girl being dumped into a garbage can in a quiet Santa Monica neighborhood. Bone's friend, the capricious and paranoid Vietnam veteran Cutter, begins to suspect a conspiracy behind the killing with local oil tycoon J.J. Cord. At its centre, he persuades a reluctant Bone to try and take Cord down, leading to a sinister escalation of events that will change their lives forever, featuring career-best performances from its cast, a memorable score, and pitch-perfect direction. The cynical and devastating Cutter's Way is one of the defining films in the post-Vietnam, post-Watergate era of a defiant howl, a frustration at the corruption of American dream, and one of the most essential California noirs ever made. We've got a new 4K restoration from the original camera negative. We've got 4K and Blu-ray presentation, world premiere on UHD, option to view with the original Cutter and Bone title sequence, newly scanned for the first time, uncompressed mono audio, Piety, Patriotism and Violence, The Legacy of Cutter and Bone, new featurette on the film with contributions from the writers, archival audio commentary, a second archival audio commentary, a third archival commentary, archival video interviews, another archival video interview, archival audio by Jeff Bridges, video introduction by director Benter Travanier, theatrical trailer, English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing, limited edition 80-page book, and it's limited to 5,000 copies. I really kind of like Cutter's Way. I think it's a really good noir. It's a film that I did enjoy when I previously picked up. Yeah, I look forward to see how it performs in 4K. And from Radiance here we have The Dancing Hawk. A peasant's son rises through the ranks of post-war Polish society like none of his ancestors ever could. Moving to the city, he becomes part of the new socialist order. But in leaving his rural roots, does he also abandon his soul? Taking inspiration from Orson Welles' monumental saga, Citizen Kane, Grzegorz Królikiewicz, who did Through and Through, which was great, crafts a viscerally affecting portrait of a changing country through the fate of a man ruined by ambition. Strikingly original compositions from cinematographer and absorbent sound design captured the psychic toll of capitalism and urbanization. So this has had a 4K restoration, it's uncompressed mono PCM audio, new interview with critic Carmen Gray, 2 short films by the cinematographer, newly improved English subtitle translation, reversible sleeve, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. Now, I really liked Through and Through. It was a very different kind of film. It didn't tell the tale in a usual narrative fashion, which I kind of liked. So I'm really curious to see more from this director. And then finally, we have the latest Transmission release, which I am super excited to see because it's one of those Larry Cohen films I've just not gotten around to as yet, but I definitely will be. Aspiring actress Andrea has run away from her domestic life in Dallas to New York City with dreams of becoming a future movie star. Director Christopher Neville promises Andrea a role in his next film, but when she visits him at his apartment one night, a sexual encounter turns violent, and Andrea is murdered while Neville's camera captures the whole sordid affair. When Andrea's estranged husband Keith arrives to look for her, he is immediately suspected of her murder until he finds an unlikely ally in Neville. In exchange for helping secure his freedom, Neville persuades Keith to help him with his new film and to find a new leading lady, one who bears a remarkable resemblance to Andrea. Special effects is a pungent grindhouse-friendly riff on psychosexual thriller classics such as Vertigo, People Tom, and Blowout, presented with the inimitable style from the king of low-budget New York genre cinema, Larry Cohen. It's a UK Blu-ray premiere It's a high-def digital transfer. We've got new recorded interview with Eric Bogosian, new audio commentary with director of King Cohen, Steve Mitchell, Cohen on Cohen feature-length interview with Larry Cohen from 2017, archival director's commentary with Larry Cohen, moderated by Steve Mitchell, new interview with critic Christina Newland on Zoe Tamaris Lund, trailer, English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, includes O-card featuring original artwork, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. All over this. I can't wait to see it. It's one that I've heard many things about. I do like the. This is another Larry Cohen landed on Boutique. We're just waiting on Q the Winged Serpent to get a fantastic release because I really want that one as well. And yeah, for me, it's a real standout as well. I'm really curious to see what Transmission are going to do. That's 3 announcements, 3 films that I've either heard of, wanted to see, or fit into the kind of genres that I really appreciate and really love. For me, it's a great month. The Underworld Chronicles from Miike, fantastic. I think we all want more Miike on disc. Cutter's Way Upgrade, happy with that. It's a neo-noir. The Dancing Hawk sounds interesting enough. I do like the director. And special effects, the latest Transmission. Yeah, it's all good for me. I would love to know what you think of these announcements. Is there anything that jumps out? Something that makes you go, I need to get that. That is an outstanding announcement. I want that. Anything that you would like to see. So if we're getting Miike, what kind of films would you like to see from his released from Radiance? Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff in the description box below, links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support. Thanks for watching. See you next time.